तमेव लोकशङ्करं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं.
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. जय जय चिन्मुद्रकरे जय जय शृङ्गाद्रिविहरणव्यग्रे जय जय पद्मजजाये जय जय जगदम्ब शारदे सदये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. With namaskaras to the Padapadmas of the Ubhaya Jagadgurus. In the last episode, we discussed about the Devata that graces this Punyabhumi of Sringeri, the Devata that gives Brahmavidya to her Upasakas, the Devata who is the embodiment of Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati, the Devata who incarnated as Ubhaya Bharati and was consecrated here by Shankaracharya, Jagadguru Srimad Adishankara Bhagavat Padacharya. We had spoken about that Sharadamba, and today we will be starting from this episode. We will take some time to look at a very particular stotra that is composed in praise of this Devata of Sharadamba. In the unbroken Jagadguru Parampara that has flourished in the Dakshinamnaya Sringeri Sharada Peetha, the 33rd Acharya, renowned as Abhinava Shankara amongst Vidwans, worshipped as the very embodiment of Bhagavat Pada himself by all Astikas, Jagadguru Shri Shri Sacchidananda Shivabhinava Narasimhabharati Swami, was not just a Jivan Mukta and a Shastra Pandita par excellence, but Acharya was also a very great poet. When Acharya undertook his extensive yatras across the south of India, through Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and such states, whenever the Acharya would visit a Devalaya, the second Acharya had the darshana of that Devata. A flow of shlokas would arise from the heart and gradually the speech of the Acharya, and these shlokas were penned down by Panditas flanking the Acharya in the Acharya's retinue. These stotras have been collected and published. Some of these stotras have been collected and published as a text called Bhakti Sudha Tarangini. So the stotra that we are taking up now is published therein, named Kamalajadayitashtaka. An Ashtakam is an octet of verses, and the Kamalajadayita refers to a word that is the refrain of this stotra. So just as in Annapurnashtaka, the fourth line of each shloka is Bhiksham Dehi Kripavalambanakari Mata Annapurneshwari, just as in Kalabhairava stotra, Kalabhairavashtaka, the last line of each shloka is Kashika Puradhinatha Kalabhairavam Bhaje. In the same way, the fourth line of each shloka in this Ashtaka is Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Satvaram Dehi Mahyam. Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim. Acharya is asking Devi here for Vidya and Buddhi, and Devi here is referred to as Kamalajadayite. It is a vocative. So because Devi is called as Kamalajadayite in this stotra has been named Kamalajadayitashtaka. Kamalaja means Brahma, he who is born from a lotus. Kamalajadayita means the beloved of Brahma, Kamalaja. So Devi is being beseeched by Acharya here in order that she may grant Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim. Vidya Shuddha and Vidya Shuddha Buddhi. So Shuddha Vidya and Shuddha Buddhi. This is what is called in Sahitya and in Shastra as Dehali Deepanyaya. So just as a lamp placed between two rooms will illumine both rooms, in the same way on a threshold, just as a lamp placed on the threshold of a house will illumine both the part outside the house as well as inside the house. In the same way, sometimes one word situated between two other words we will find association with both of them. So when we say Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim, we mean Shuddha Vidya and Shuddha Buddhi. Why is it that Acharya asked for these? Shuddha Vidya refers to Atma Jnana. In the Purusharthas, the things that need to be achieved or the things that are sought by all human beings, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Moksha is the Parama Purushartha. Artha and Kama are ephemeral, they are transitory. We can see them be destroyed in front of our eyes. Kama refers to anything that we desire, any object that we desire. Artha refers to the means of obtaining that desire, not just money, but anything else, any other means of obtaining the object of desire. So these two, as we can all see, these are very ephemeral and transitory. These are not permanent, and therefore they do not give permanent happiness. In the same way, dharma, though dharma is the punya that is accrued by meritorious acts, by virtuous acts. So although dharma may stay for a long time, dharma too is lost after it is experienced. If you do some dana, you will get some punya. Once the fruit of that punya, once the sukha, that is the fruit of that punya is experienced, that is gone. However, moksha is not like these three. Moksha is not like dharmartha kamas. It is permanent. Nasa punaravartate is what Shruti is telling us. So because someone that attains moksha will never come back into samsara, they will experience ananda constantly. Moksha is said to be the parama purushartha. And the only way to get moksha, the sole path to get moksha, is through Atma Jnana. That is why Upanishad says, Tamevam viditva amritatvameti, nanya pantha vidyate anaya. Only through knowing that Atma will a sadhaka get amritatva, will he get immortality. Nanya pantha vidyate. There is no other path for this journey. So, if we wish to get that parama purushartha, that highest goal of human life, we need to have Atma Jnana to get that moksha. What do we need to get Jnana? It is said in the Smritis, Kashaye karmabhih pakve tato Kashaye karmabhih pakve tato jnanam pravartate. Once the ragadveshas of the mind, once the doshas, the blemishes of the mind, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, once all these blemishes of the mind are cast away and the mind is purified, only then can a sadhaka truly immerse himself in the jnana marga. So, for moksha to be obtained, you must have Atma Jnana. For Atma Jnana to be obtained, your mind must be pure. That is why Acharya asked for Vidyam Shuddhancha Shuddham Buddhim. That is why Acharya asked for Shuddha Vidya, the Atma Vidya, and the Shuddha Buddhi. In this way, Acharya commences the stotra, Shrungakshmabhrin nivase, Shuka Mukha Munibhis Sevyamanangri Padme, Swangachaya Vidhota Mritakara Suraradvahane, Vaksavitri, Shambhu Srinatha Mukhyamaravara Nikarair Modataf Pujyamane, Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim, Kamalajadayite Satvaram Dehi Mahyam. And that too Satvaram Dehi Mahyam. Give me this quickly, give me this jnana and give me this Chittashuddi quickly. Why quickly? We have obtained this Manushya Janma, we have obtained a human birth. It is because we have a human birth that it is possible that we can contemplate on the Atma, we can perform Dharma, we can do Atma Vichara, we have Viveka. These Angas, these instruments in getting Jnana are only possible because we have a human birth. We do not know how long this body will be with us. We do not know how long we will be with this body. If we wish to get Jnana, we need to do it before this body leaves us or before we leave the body. So, there is no time to waste. That is why Shastras say, Asupter amriteh kalam nayed vedanta chintaya. Without giving any gap, whatever time that you have from morning until night, it is best to spend it in doing Vedanta Vichara. So, Acharya says, Satvarandehi Mahyam. And then Acharya is calling out to Devi in this first shloka. So, Acharya starts off saying, Shrungakshma Bhrannivase. O Devi who resides on Shrunga Parvata. Bhubhrit means a Parvata. Shrunga Bhubhrit means Shrungakshma Bhrit. Kshma Bhrit means a Parvata. Shrungakshma Bhrit means Shrunga Parvata, Shrungagiri. O Devata, O Devi who resides on Shrungagiri. Shuka Mukha Munibhis Sevyamana Anghri Padme. O Devata, who is worshipped, whose Pada Padmas are worshipped by rishis such as Shuka Maharshi. Why did Acharya take up Shuka Maharshi here out of the many Maharshis that we have in Sanatana Dharma? Shuka Maharshi is first and foremost a Jnani of the highest order. So if even a Jnani is worshipping Devi, what more to say about people like us? So if even a Jnani who needs nothing in life, a Jnani who has realized the highest goal of life, a Jnani who is always happy and always reveling in the Atma Tattva, if that Jnani is asking, if that Jnani is serving Devi, then what more to say of us who are trapped in samsara? So that is one thing. The second thing is, even amongst Jnanis, Shuka Maharshi is the greatest of Jnanis. So there is one shloka in Shastra, Krishno Bhogi Shukastyagi Dripau Janaka Raghavau. There is no limiting how a Jnani will be. A Jnani, because his mind is pure and he has attained that Jnana, he can do anything he wants. So Krishno Bhogi, Krishna lived in the midst of so many bhogas, but yet he was a Jnani. Shukastyagi, Shuka Maharshi barely even wore clothes or any garments, and he had nothing to himself. He just roams the world. And it is said in Bhagavata that Shuka Maharshi does not stay in any place more than a Godohana Kala, more than the time it takes to milk a cow. Shuka Maharshi will not stay in any one place. So in that way, Shuka Maharshi has Vairagya of the utmost level. Shuka Maharshi has given up everything that there is in this world. And Nripau Janaka Raghava, Sri Ramachandra and Janaka Maharaja, these two were kings. They were carrying out the duties of the kingdom. They fought wars, they meted out punishment to ill-doers, they gave charity to those who needed it, they safeguarded the borders of their kingdom, they did everything that a king had to do while being Jnanis. So these are all Jnanis, but even amongst these, Shuka Maharshi is a Jnani that did nothing else. The others, although they were Jnanis, because of the Upadhi, because of the Sharira they were in, they had to follow whatever dharmas and whatever requirements that the body had towards society. However, Shuka Maharshi transcended even that need. Shuka Maharshi did not have anything to do with the Bhautika Prapancha at all. So even amongst Jnanis, Shuka Maharshi is the greatest of the greatest. So if such a Shuka Maharshi is worshipping Devi, we can imagine the greatness of this Devata. And then the Rupa of Devi is being talked about. Swangachaya vidhota mritakara surarad Vak Savitri. The whiteness of Devi's limbs, the whiteness of Devi's splendor is conquering the whiteness of Amritakara, Chandra, and Surarad Vahana, Indra's Vahana, which is Airavata. So as we know, Airavata is known to be a pure white elephant. And Chandra, of course, as we see in Purnima, on the full moon day, is purely white in color. However, Devi is so white that the luster of her limbs is conquering even the whiteness of these two entities. This is telling us the Sattva Guna that was present in Devi. As we said earlier, whenever Jnana needs to be given, whenever Yoga Siddhi needs to be given, whenever the Devata is sitting as a Guru Murti also, then Sattva Guna will be the predominant Guna of that Devata. And the mark of Sattva Guna is the color white. The mark of Rajo Guna is the color red. The mark of Tamo Guna is the color black. So as a mark of that Sattva Guna, Devi is white. If Devi is so exceedingly white, it means that much Sattva Guna is there, and Devi is equipped and ready to give us that much Jnana. So Swangachaya vidhota mritakara surarad vahane Vak Savitri. Devi gives rise to speech in those who worship her. They can be mute, they can be dull, whatever the case be. If they truly worship Devi wholeheartedly, they will be given that Jnana, and they will be given Vak, they will be given speech of the highest order. They will become great orators, they will become great Panditas, they will become great Vidwans. So that is the nature of Devi, Vak Savitri. And who else is worshipping Devi? Shambhu Srinatha Mukhyamaravara Nikarair Modataf Pujyamane. Devi is being worshipped happily by the greatest of Devatas. Amaravara is being worshipped by the greatest of Devatas, such as Shambhu and Srinatha. Shiva and Vishnu themselves are coming to worship Devi. Then what more to say of Rishis, and what more to say of Manushyas? So, O Devi, who is endowed with such glory. Vidyam Shuddhancha Buddhim. Please give me that Shuddha Vidya and Shuddha Buddhi. Kamalajadayite, O beloved of Brahma, Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. So thus Acharya has started the stotra with a quick bird's eye view of where Devi is located, who is worshipping her, the nature of her upasakas, then the way that Devi has taken form, the purpose for which Devi has taken form, and in the same way, the glory of Devi, how all the Devatas are worshipping her. In the next shloka, Acharya describes how Devi came to be in Sringeri. We will talk about that in the next episode. Namah Shankaraya.
नमामि